like comic books?
Comic books.
Comic books.
Comic books.
Comic books.
I'm quite keen on comic books.
Movies.
Movies.
The movies. Stupid TV shows. TV shows.
But what are some of your favorite TV shows?
Can be enjoyed as video games, as TV shows, books, movies, the entire world. Wholeheartedly embrace the apocalypse.
Let's start the show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Next Issue Podcast Live Sunday edition. It's not bigger; it just has more comic books in it.
Yeah, and movies, and TV shows,
and TV shows. Sometimes books.
Video games.
I didn't write it down, but I am listening to a new book. Before we get into all that stuff, we don't really have any news or quick hits or anything. But Jeff and I were chatting backstage about his dwindling Marvel pile of comic books.
My monthly pulls are down to. All right, let me see if I can do this. So I'm getting the new Captain America by Zdarsky. Very good.
Captain America, yes.
I'm still enjoying Ryan North's Fantastic Four. We're 4 issues into it. Still great.
Classic.
Not that much different to what was going on before. I think I'm reading Jed McKay's Avengers just out of a feeling of obligation because we're 30-something issues into it. I think I don't know how many issues we're into it. Yeah, I feel like it's got to be coming to an end soon. He started the thing off like when it started, it was Kang. Kang was supposed to be the big bad in the MCU, so some synergy going on. And then, of course, that fell apart in the MCU. And then the Avengers got wrapped up in Blood Hunt and all these other little, like the comics got wrapped up in all these little other events that were happening. So Jed McKay is finally coming back around to trying to wrap up this Kang storyline that he started 30 issues ago. And I'm just like, I'm over it. But I figure like once it's done, that should be the end of the run, I think. And maybe they're going to relaunch the Avengers. So I feel like I hate it when I have like 90% of a thing. And I'm just like, if I just get the last 3 issues, then you just have the whole thing and, whatever. So out of obligation, I'm still buying Jed McKay's Avengers. I was reading Imperial. That ended this week. I was Jeff the Land Shark this week. I was reading Runaways. That ended this week. One World Under Doom has 2 issues left, I think. And they're already starting to tease what's going to come out after that. Oh, it has 1 issue left? So I've got one more issue of One World Under Doom. I am reading Godzilla versus the Marvel Universe, but that's, not really an actual...
That's going to space, so you may...
Yeah, I'm not going to follow it to space.
You're not following, all right. You say that? You say that about Avengers. I'm looking at the Avengers cover for 32, which is the next one. And it's called Zombie Invasion, so I don't know how much... I guess that's still kind of with Kang stuff.
Yeah. And it's not a bad run. It's just not a great run. It's just an okay run. It's just a very base hit. The World Series was yesterday. Since the World Series ended yesterday, I'll make a baseball reference. It's a very base hit kind of comic. Like it's solid. It doesn't wow me when I read it. Hardly ever. No like super cool moments. But there are like fun moments, he did that little during the Blood Hunt, he had like a little mini Avengers story where it was like Steve Rogers, Captain America, like the backup Avengers that weren't doing the Blood Hunt stuff. They had a little tie-in series that he wrote. That was great.
Yeah.
But they're like these little moments, but the whole thing overall. Anyway, so I'm thinking to myself, and now if you walk across the aisle, I'm loving everything with DCKO. The Absolute Universe is great. New Gods. I'm reading like 3, 4. I mean, a bunch of DC comics. I was going to say 4 or 5 times the amount of Marvel comics, but my Marvel is so low. I really don't know what the difference is. So in my head, I'm like, there's no way. Like nobody's reading Marvel comics. But I went and checked the sales. They are still killing it. They are killing it. So I was going to hop on here and be like, this is what Marvel needs to do to fix themselves. But they obviously have nothing to worry about because people are still buying their comics. But nothing they do right now, I don't care about any of the Predator, like Captain America versus Alien. None of that stuff.
I know it's wrapping up, but are you like reading the Ultimate Universe stuff?
I am reading Ultimates and Ultimate
Spider-Man, right? Yeah. And I'm sure you'll read the Ultimate Endgame, whatever thing is happening.
Yeah, so the two,
because you don't want to leave it 90% down.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to 90% them. I'll pick up the Endgame. I'll see where we're going for year, because there's year 2, I guess, or 2 years in special that's supposed to come out, where they're introducing an Ultimate Daredevil. With the artwork on that looks fantastic too. But I just don't know. Like, I'm reading both Absolute Wonder Woman and regular Wonder Woman. I'm reading pretty much all the Batman titles,
every
Action
Batman
Comics,
title.
Superman, the Justice League, New Gods, the Absolute Martian Manhunter, Absolute Flash. I'm reading so much more DC, and I'm so much more excited about DC. What DC is announcing. They just announced in their comics the Harley Quinn Ivy book by Erica. What's her name? I can't remember.
Erica Schultz.
Erica Schultz. That looks super cool. Like, they have the creators I'm more interested in there.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. How many Marvel comics do you get?
Well, I was actually going through that right now. I think I'm still, even though I'm not picking up X-Men, I'm still reading quite a few things. So here's what we could do. We'll do this. I know we normally do this part later on in the show, but I love pulling up League of Comic Geeks. And one thing I got to do, and I'm going to do a video where I just kind of go through my pull list. Which, let's see. Hold on. Which one? I thought we had a better, hold on, Jeff. We had I guess not. Whatever. We'll use this. All right. So this is the upcoming week for Marvel. Yeah, there's no variants or anything, right? So unlike you, I'm interested in the Alien stuff. So I'll be reading Captain America versus Alien, which comes out next week. I don't care about Spider-Man. I do read Avengers. I'll check out this Echo book, but I don't know that I'm gonna stick with it. So that's we have 2 right now.
So
Moon Knight I'm also reading, and I'm also gonna read Planet She-Hulk. So that's 4. I'm also reading this Legacy of Vader and Ultimate X-Men. So that's 6. Let's go to the next week. We'll just go through the month. I'm not gonna include any number 1s because those are for the channel. Really?
Yeah. I'm reading Amazing Spider-Man Torn. That's the other one.
So that one I'm gonna read in collection, so I don't want to count it as a monthly book because I'm just gonna wait till it's all done. And same with the Punisher. There's Marvel Knights Punisher. I mean, Predator Badlands, of course, but that's a new book. I'm still reading this. I'm a little behind, but I do like. I mean, I'm enjoying Spider-Man and Wolverine. With their bonkers stuff. And then Ultimate Wolverine as well. So what are we at? 8 Marvel books. Captain America 9. This Punisher, the Red Band one, 10. The event's ending, so I won't include that. Ultimates 11. So that's 11 books for me so far. I think that's how they stay on top of the market, Jeff. 11
Yep.
Marvel Zombies. I'm also reading that Red Band book, so that's 12. 12, and then one more week, and that should be the whole month. I think it's about 12 books, and then I'll be checking out I'll definitely be reading this Doctor Strange as well. So yeah, around 12 books for Marvel, which is definitely a lot less than my DC pile. I'm reading a lot more for DC. So yeah, I can definitely, but I mean, you can kind of see why they have so much everywhere, especially with all the other stuff, their licensed stuff, right?
I feel like I wonder if you took their licensed stuff away or didn't count it, I just from and,
I mean,
and
for
again,
me,
I'm learning in this. It's just me. They're just not.
Yeah.
I am the one that is just not vibing with what they're putting out
Am
right
I the
now.
problem? Yeah.
Am I the problem? And apparently, it is me. But I have no interest in anything they're doing with the 616 Peter Parker right now. I don't.
Same
You
here.
know, I don't care. Like I hear the Al Ewing Thor is not great. Like I haven't checked it out any of it. Now they're doing the Mortal Thor part, which sounds like I haven't heard anybody speak anything positive about it.
Mhm.
You and I've had conversations about what's going on with the X-Men. They seem to be all in on Venom. Like they want Venom,
Oh yeah.
everything. It just feels very much like for me, and I made this reference before, like back in the late 80s, early 90s, they did a lot of licensing stuff. So they did like all those Transformers books and G.I. Joe books in the 80s. So there's all the Aliens and Predator stuff that kind of mirrors that, even though they kind of own it. It's not as licensed, I guess, because it's all in the Disney umbrella. And then they were heavy on anti-heroes back then. So there was like a big push for Punisher to be in thing. And instead of just releasing comics, it was just back then they would just like the Punisher is a guest in every other book, just like Wolverine's a guest and Cable's a guest in every other book. So it seems like they're like, well, instead of just having him be guests, we're just going to do 4 Wolverine books and 18 Venom books because we can just pull a symbiote off and just like have it be its own thing.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of what they're focused in on right now. And I'm not vibing with any of it.
Yeah, I think they're really doubling down on stuff that at some point worked, and they're gonna it feels like they're kind of beating it into the ground.
Well, that's the other thing. They seem to be going back to visiting old stuff. So the Age of Apocalypse, they're kind of redoing that right now. They were doing a lot of these little short miniseries that were like period pieces of like, I think there was one with the X-Men, like right before the Brood, like that big Brood issue.
Yep.
That took place right then. You know, there's like these little slivers of like
these untold stories, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, surprise! I work for Marvel. We got him. We got him moving, everyone. Moving on. Take all his X-Men away.
Yeah.
Including the stickers he has on his wall.
Burn his absolute books. We'll teach you.
Right. All right. Well, we'll get back to comics in a little bit, but that's your state of Marvel. I think what I'm gonna do, and maybe you could do the same. So with that League of Comics, I'll record myself. I need to update my pull list for both my shops because I keep going and they're like, "You don't have anything," and then I leave with 10 books anyways.
There's a lot of stuff that's ending and beginning, I think. So I need to kind of also do the same.
So I'm just gonna record that as if I'm just doing a PowerPoint presentation. Luckily with this we can present the screen and it'll be nice. So, and maybe Jeff wants to do the same and he'll update his pull list. So stay tuned for that. We'll be updating our pull list. You can follow us on League of Comic Geeks, I think, if you want to do that. I don't know. I don't use it much in the social aspect of it, but
yeah.
I mean, whatever drives stuff. What I should do is put my review links on the review comments on League of Geeks. Anyways, before we get back to comics, because it was a small week, but whenever there's a small week, I take advantage and I just read collections that I'm behind on, and that's what I did. So we'll talk about that. But
you don't fall into this like when you're at the shop. This feels light, therefore let me buy 15 other things. Because that's once I feel a lot like I'm like going into it, I knew I was only going to pick up 8 comics this week, whereas normally it can be up to 6. It can be double that.
Yeah.
So I was like, as soon as I get my 8 comics, I'm bolting for it. I'm paying for it, and I'm getting out. I'm not looking around. I'm not looking for old variants. I'm not looking for things that I might be missing in the collection. I need to get out of there.
Well, funny you mentioned that. This was a Zeus weekend. Because there was yesterday I went to an event at Common Grounds, which is right next to Zeus Comics, and when I go to Zeus Comics, sometimes I pick up stuff that I wouldn't normally. I will say I haven't gone to Titan this week, so I'm still missing. I'm short on a few books that I have read because publishers have graciously given us review copies. I just haven't actually picked them up. So, but we'll get to that. interesting point you bring up. Good tease for later because I did get some stuff that I probably wouldn't have picked up on a different week. Oh, maybe I still would have. We'll see.
We'll be the judge of that.
We'll be the judge of that. Yeah. But let's move on to our previously on next issue segment where we just talk about stuff we've been watching and reading and all that. Starting with, let me start with some TV. I don't know how much stuff you have. It doesn't look like you watched a lot of stuff this week. Probably watching baseball every night.
That's kind of what happened.
Yeah. So first thing I want to, so I've been watching. This is kind of a tangent because it's not even related to like what we do in the show, but I've been working my way back on seasons of Top Chef. Like it's just on while I'm working. But I enjoy because I'm looking forward to the next season. But I've been working my way back to season 10 because that's when Kirsten Kish, who's now hosting the show, won the competition. And it's been interesting to kind of go back because you'll have guest stars that show up and then they're like contestants that previously won. So then when I get to their season, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. You won. How did you get here? But I will say season 10, I hated watching every episode of it until like the last 3 because it feels like they had not, I don't know what year it's from. I should look it up. But they hadn't, the format now is so focused on like just competition and the food and like look how cool our chefs are, where before it really felt a lot more from like reality TV show where like oh, we're gonna include all these little things like all these stupid characters that try to build storylines and stuff, and I was like, that's not what I'm here for. Yeah, that's not what I'm here for.
I want the food
conflict. There were so many unlikable people. This was from 2012. Yeah, it was just I did not enjoy. Like I liked the last few episodes because all the people I didn't like were gone, and it was just like the ones that actually were there just to like be really good at cooking. So yeah, don't recommend it. But my Top Chef journey is done. So I won't go back any further because I can tell I can tell the show was a lot more like reality shenanigans.
It had to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
Watching Top Chef is sort of like watching baseball. It's a competition.
It is. So, you want to give us your thoughts on the World Series, real quick?
Very, very entertaining. Real quick, there is a show. I haven't been like watching it. The roommates have actually been watching it, and then I'll be sitting there for like a good chunk of it. There's a pottery show on Max, on HBO Max. I think I've so good.
I think I've seen the thumbnail.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but I thoroughly enjoy watching it through their eyes. It reminds me a lot of there was that Making It show that was on NBC and Peacock that was the Amy Poehler. It was like a crafting show, and you were talking about how there's like the reality TV tropes of like you have one guy who's like always going to argue, like I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to win. That those kind of reality TV tropes. Yeah. These two shows I love because they play against that because everybody is rooting for each other in these shows, and eventually people have to get eliminated. It's always like a cry fest when people get eliminated because they're like, oh, we loved working with you and we don't want to see you go, and stuff like that. So I love it when the reality competition shows turn into this kind of positive thing, and then they're like in creative spaces and whatnot.
The Great Pottery Throwdown.
That is it. It's very British.
Sounds like a British like show because of the Great British Bake Off, which I love because it's exactly what you just described. Those people are just there to bake and make friends. And then their friends have to leave at the end of the show once a week. And it's really sad. And they rarely get it's not an American competition show where it's like cutthroat and like like all these hated characters. Like there's none of that. Survivor really did a number on us as a society, and Big Brother.
Those people are there to get famous. They're not there for fame.
These are just like nice people that are giving up their weekend to go do this. So I'm gonna check it out. Good call.
Yeah. Baseball was very entertaining. It went 7 games, the full 7-game series, and it went into extra innings in the last game.
Even with the pitch clock?
Even with the pitch clock, it was an all-time classic. Congratulations to the Dodgers. I think I would have preferred I didn't really have a dog in the hunt, as they say. I think I would have preferred the Blue Jays to win because, we love Canada. But yeah, it was entertaining.
It feels like that was the sentiment online from what I gathered, that people were kind of rooting for the Blue Jays.
As a sentimental, because of the current political state, I think most people wanted Canada to win. And the Dodgers are very...
it's like they're kind of the big team now. They're the winners, right? Everybody loves an underdog. And look, I've heard great things, and I've seen some Ohtani plays, and I know he's a stud. So, like, that's cool. But nobody wants to see the Yankees win, right?
Nobody wants to see the Yankees win. I did watch one other thing because you made us watch Weapons this week for our show yesterday.
Yeah, at gunpoint. Actually,
the edict came down from above. You watch Weapons this week, or you're off the show.
I don't care if you don't have HBO Max. You find a way.
So I went and watched Weapons, and I was like, I'm going to watch a real scary movie. And I watched a movie called Hell House from 2001. I don't know if you've heard of this movie. It's a documentary about Christian horror, like houses, like scare houses and stuff, where you go through their little horror house, and it's like scenes of gun violence in schools, like gun shooting schools, or abortions, or drinking and doing drugs, and it's all to kind of get you to like turn your back against that stuff and go join the church or whatever. And so it's a very intense doc, because they're making all these kids do all these like super dramatic and emotional scenes. It's intense. It's a very intense movie. Very fun documentary to watch. It's on YouTube. You can watch it for free on YouTube. But I remember seeing this thing when it came out, and it's a trip. It's a trip to watch it, especially since it's like 25 years old now. It's really interesting.
And a lot more cynical about the world.
Yeah.
I see the tagline on their poster is "The church wants to scare the hell out of you."
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a little like watching, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Waiting for Guffman, which is the same guys that did Spinal Tap. So it's a comedy. It's a mockumentary, but it's about, Waiting for Guffman is about a local town production putting on this play. And I think a big time movie theater critic is coming to review the play. But it's so funny because you're watching all these locals try to do big intense theater and stuff, like they go through their acting processes and whatnot, but this is like real. So you're watching all these little like North Carolina children like get ready to do their acting bit while they're pretending to have a miscarriage or whatever. It's intense.
Interesting. Not up my alley, but definitely interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, while we're on the HBO train, let me talk about one more thing that I watch on there. I started watching It, Welcome to Derry. It premiered last Sunday, but they also dropped their second episode on Halloween. So I got to watch the first two in between shows. It's scary. I like it. If you like the It movies, the 2017 and 2019, whatever, you're probably gonna enjoy this. And what's his name? Andrew Muschietti. Yeah, he's in charge of this as well. So it's got the same aesthetic. If you had a problem with the CGI in the movies, I mean, it looks the same here, so that's probably going to be another problem. And if you had a problem with the approach or the themes that the movies took, then that's also going to be a problem. I didn't have any big issues with any of that stuff. I talked a little bit about Pennywise yesterday when we did our weapons show, because what really freaks me out is that Pennywise has no real rules, right? Like, he just can do whatever the hell he wants because he's just messing with your head and
He's got
using
Scarlet Witch
fear.
powers.
Yeah, using fear, and then that whole town's kind of in on it. So it's like not even. Yeah, it feels like there's no winning here, and of course because this all takes place before. So I think they're planning 3 seasons, which they'll do. Pennywise is like a cicada. He comes out in cycles every 27 years. I think there's different cicadas lengths, but that's interesting that he comes out every 27 years. He comes out, and then so they're revisiting the previous 27 years from like the earlier movie, I think. So like the 50s or so, 56, yeah, 60s, because there's a whole scare about the missile crisis and the Cold War, and that's all themes that they play on. Yeah.
Is it still like Alexander Skarsgård? Is it Pennywise in it, or is it just kind of
so I guess slight spoiler, he hasn't shown up in the first 2 episodes, but he is supposed to be in the show.
Okay.
Like you still see when they reference the circus or whatever, or the newspaper clipping, like it's still Alexander Skarsgård. Okay. So, and yeah, they do some really gnarly stuff in the first episode that you're like, oh shit, you can do this. Normally, kids don't get hurt in media.
It's not TV, it's HBO.
That's right, it's HBO. So yeah, it's definitely their prestige Sunday night show. So I'm on board. So yeah, I recommend that. And then the last thing I watched, that was actually it was last Sunday, but it was after the show, so it counts because I didn't get to go to the movies. I was trying to catch Frankenstein in theaters, but then I got real busy yesterday. I don't think I'll be able to go today, but I did watch a Jackie Chan movie called The Foreigner with Pierce Brosnan. Like, there's an IRA bombing at a store, and Jackie Chan's daughter gets killed. So it's kind of like his what were those Brunson movies where he's just looking for vengeance?
I don't know, but I
think Bruce Willis did one as well, like a remake of it.
Yeah,
but it's kind of the same thing. Like Jackie Chan is not his jolly old self.
Okay, so this is a recent movie then.
It's from like 2017, I think. I mean, recent,
recent movie.
Yeah.
I mean, Jackie Chan's
Death
go back 30 years. Like, he's been doing this for a while.
I was thinking of Death Wish. So it's kind of like his Death Wish movie.
Okay.
Where he's just like looking for whoever did it, trying to get to the bottom of it, no matter what it takes.
Was it Pierce Brosnan that did it?
Huh?
Was it Pierce Brosnan? Was it Pierce Brosnan that did it?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
There's a lot. So I like a lot of the movie, but there's a part in the middle where it gets really into the politics of the IRA and the UK government and like all the stuff that a lot of politics that I don't truly understand.
Yeah.
The movie gets bogged down by a lot of that, and I was like, I was here to watch Jackie Chan kick a lot of ass. And then you still Jackie Chan for 20 minutes.
I'd be curious. What is this on? Is it Netflix?
It's on Netflix, correct?
Okay. I'd be curious to see what an old Jackie Chan.
I think I recommend it. Like I said, I think overall it's pretty interesting, but it does have a different tone than what you may be used to from Jackie Chan. So
yeah.
All right. We can move on to I guess quick update. I am listening to. I'm about maybe a third of the way into The Running Man. So
okay.
I'll keep you guys updated. I have 2 weeks to finish, but the book's only like 8 hours long, so it should be all right. Just need a couple more hours. It really helped today that I woke up at 5 a.m. Because of the time change. And I was like, well, I don't really want to get up yet. So I just threw on the book and I started listening. I'm finally getting to the part where he's going to start doing the running.
The running?
Yeah.
Right. So far, it's all been man. We just haven't had
so far, it's all been like medical tests and letting you know how shitty the world is. And I'm like,
I get it. Let's go to running.
Like, doesn't feel too different from a lot of the stuff that's going on in the world.
It didn't take him this long to get to the long walk.
Yeah, right. The long walk, they started real quickly.
Yeah, they started that thing right away.
So, All right. All right.
You want to talk
Let's
comics?
talk about comics. Do you have anything that? So I read a couple things. Like I said, I use this time whenever there's a slow week to catch up on some things that I wanted to read in collected edition. So like stuff that I'm reading digitally. Do you have anything that's like that?
Well, we already kind of talked about this beforehand, but
Oh yeah.
we
Ooh, that's
read.
a nice one. I don't think
Yeah,
that's the one I have.
We attend a book club for all the viewers out there. And last night was book club. Daniel's not able to make it, but this was the book we read, James Tinian's Dracula. I didn't see that. Oh, is that that's the one that came out this last week?
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
black and white or the whatever. Yeah, black and white thing that came out this week. Update me on the book club. What did they sing? What did they think?
I think we ended up giving it out of a possible 1 to 10 rating. I think it ended up with about a 6.8.
I'm gonna need you to drop the lowest and the highest because I know what the lowest is probably got like an extreme low that the book there's no way this should be that low.
I think it got a 5 at the lowest.
5.
And its highest was probably an 8, I think. Okay. I gave it a 7.5.
I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah. So my nitpick with this book is that if it had been the first Universal monsters like book that I read, because there's been 4 or 5 of them now, I forget how many.
Yeah.
The artwork in this thing is amazing. I would have been blown away. The story is basically just kind of bits and pieces of the Dracula story that we all know. So they've kind of removed the real estate portion of it, which is weirdly my favorite part because I think it's such a weird bit that this monster movie is based on just a guy trying to buy a house. But it's just they kind of make references to the movie.
Well, it's told through Renfield's perspective, right?
It's told through a Renfield perspective. So Renfield's a huge part. But ultimately, you're not getting that much new that you haven't already gotten from all various other pieces.
I definitely agree with that. Now, I will say, you mentioned that if this had been the first book you read, you might have liked it more. And I feel like that's on you because this was the first book that came out.
It was the first book that came out. Well, and so this is my thing with Tinian, I think he gets Bendis-y sometimes. And I think we've had this conversation before where he overcommits to things.
Careful, counselor.
Where back at the end of Brian Michael Bendis's run at Marvel, like I felt like he burned himself out because he was writing so much that you could start to see the dip in quality in some of the books where like nothing would happen. And so I feel like Tynion kind of hit that about 2 years ago when he first, about 6 issues into House of Slaughter, Something is Killing the Children. Like I was like, what is this book doing? What are both books doing? And he was also starting to launch all these other things. And so I'm like, oh, he's overworking himself. I think this came at the tail end of him overworking himself.
You say that, and then I'm like, but Invisible Man is so freaking good. And that's all good of the he's doing.
Well, but I think that's what happens is that some of your stuff is like great, and then some of your stuff, like when you have so much stuff that is like great, the first 3 volumes of Something is Killing the Children are amazing. Like I love those. But then when you get to that 4th volume, I'm like, okay, well, you're spinning your wheels right now, buddy. But like The Deviant, fantastic. The Deviant came out over the course of like a year and a half, but it was so good.
Yeah.
And so I think when he had the time to work on things, I'm like, oh, this is really good. Anyway, but because I read Frankenstein first by Michael Walsh, the artwork, the fact that each body piece had like its own little story.
Yeah.
And now that Tinian's Invisible Man is like right now my rankings: Invisible Man, I think unless he really messes it up in the last issue, Frankenstein, Dracula, Creature, and then I still haven't read Mummy, so I don't know where it's gonna fall.
The Mummy is definitely it's a romance book, really.
Yeah, and that's why I was like kind of dumped out of it after the first issue because I was like, oh, this is not.
Well, since you brought it up, I did pick up the hardcover. This is one of the books that I picked up at Zeus that I had no business picking up because I already had this book. But these are so nice. Like I really like the collections
Yeah, they're
for the
nice.
Universal monsters. So yeah, Faith Aaron Hicks. I re-released our video for where I talk about the whole series, but I like it a lot. I think a big part of it is that the only mummy in my head is really the 1999 film. I don't
Brendan
remember.
Fraser.
I don't think I've seen the original one. Um, and then the same with Dracula. Like I don't have a big. I hadn't even seen Coppola's Dracula when I read this. Funny enough, this was out the same year that Renfield movie came out, so I was like, oh, that's fun that they're having Renfield's having a moment. And then I think Nosferatu came out a little bit later, and I'm like, I know I'm familiar with the story of Dracula because I just read it in the Dracula comic, but I like that it's a different approach, and I love Martin Simmons, like his art. I think it's fantastic. It's just I don't know, I couldn't put a better artist on that. Although Danny's art, the person that's doing Invisible Man, I think would have been an interesting artist for Dracula as well.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
vice versa, I think Martin Simmons would have been interesting on an Invisible Man.
Yeah, certainly. I did like my. I like the artwork. Very Sienkiewicz meets Dave McKean kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
Very very artsy.
Martin
Yeah.
Simmons has never met a pencil. He's just like, I'm just gonna paint everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's great. Cool. Well, I read. I took the time. So because I was talking to Teeny Howard, I did read a couple of things that I'm just gonna recommend. I'm not gonna go too deep into them because we didn't even get a chance to talk about them during the interview. I read. She wrote Glow versus the Star Primus, which is like a. Do you remember the Glow
The
show on
Wrestlers?
Netflix about the
Yeah.
the wrestling what is it, Gorgeous Ladies of
Gorgeous
Wrestling?
Ladies of Wrestling.
Yeah, so she did a little story about that. So that was fun to revisit because I really like that Netflix show, and I was very sad when it got canceled. And then I also read the first book where I heard Tiny Howard's name, Euthonauts. That book is with Nick Robles.
Oh,
So the book looks great. It's a really weird concept though. Like it's like astronauts that are traveling to search for death. It's wild. It's a bonkers concept. I don't even know if I'm explaining it right, but yeah. So I caught up on those two, and then also the Two-Face Trial Separation, the Christian Ward book. It's a mini series for Two-Face. I finally read that. It's a really cool like trial of Harvey Dent internally and then
oh
externally
yeah.
because it's kind of like trying to get Harvey Dent back into some kind of interest, like trying to redo his character through this miniseries. And then the last thing that I also caught up on was Blade Red Band because issue 5 came out a little while ago, so I finally went back and read all those. That one is by who did this one? Brian Hill, I think. Yeah, Brian Hill, and with art by CF Villa. Um, this book was okay. It had a lot of action, had a lot of blood, like it promised on the Red Band title. I think my main problem, and I'm doing full reviews for both of these. My big problem with both of them, both the Two-Face book and the Blade book, is that they end, but they also feel like they didn't really end. Like it's a self-contained story, but it feels like they have more to say with this, or like they did this mini series to kind of, because Blade was
Maybe there'll
coming
be a
off of
sequel.
the yeah, Blade was coming off of that the event with all the vampires, right, where he had been possessed.
Mhm.
So like
Blood
he's
Hunt.
down in the dumps, and his character needs to kind of be rehabbed. And then Two-Face had also been like good Harvey for a little while Batman was going on, and I think they're trying to get him back to like bad Harvey's back or whatever. So I feel like both of these miniseries, not only they tell a fun story, but they're also like we need to get back to some kind of status quo with both of these characters. And
Yeah.
sometimes that gets in the way of telling like a really cohesive story because they had to put in some extra stuff. But that's why I read a lot of the stuff in just in trades because it's like get it all done at once. So
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
that's all the books I have that are not like things that came out this week. So we can get to it. Stay tuned because we have 2 picks of the week. And then we'll show you everything else that we didn't read as well. I have a couple things because, like I mentioned, I did go to Zeus. It's a dangerous store for me to visit.
Zeus Comics. Looking to see if I got one thing that when I was at Comic Book Club last night. I did not read this, but I just picked up this Frank Cho variant for Catwoman because I just kept staring at it at the wall while book club was happening. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy that. I don't know.
I only have 2 books physically with me. So how about you just go through your list and I'll jump in whenever, and then whatever you don't talk about, I'll bring up at the bottom at the end.
I'm glad this is back. This is Barbaric. I don't know if you've ever read any of the Barbaric books by Michael Walsh.
I love Barbaric. This was one of the first books that we got to review on the channel because Vault was nice enough to send us a copy. So one of the books I picked up at Zeus because I hadn't. They don't have it at my shop, so I haven't read it. How is it?
It's great. It's great. I don't know what's going on though. So at the beginning of this year, I feel like the team at Barbaric were like, "We've got a great year for you. We've got," and they had 2 mini series that came out. All their books are like little mini series. Yeah. So they had 2 series come out, and then I felt like they had like a crossover with I forget another barbarian with a sword. I forget what comic that was. But then nothing after that. And I was like, what happened to the big year? So this is the first thing that's come out in a while. It's good. It's what you expect from a Barbaric comic. I would love to see if to go back Morrissey on a Thor book. I'd be like, I'm in. I would love to hear Mjolnir say something, give Mjolnir a voice, that'd be awesome. This is fun. They have a talking flail. It's just great fun. So
I love this series and I love that concept and it's really, really fun. So cool. Yeah. I'm glad it's back. I can't wait to read it.
Yeah, it's real good. Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, just keep going. I'll jump in whenever because like I said, I only have a couple of things.
The new issue of Feral. What is this? 17. It takes a twist that I don't expect. This is a solid book every single month. I love this book. It never, whenever I get my pile of books, there's always stuff that kind of floats to the top that I'm most excited about. This is always a middle of the pack book, but once I finished reading, I'm like, dang, that's a good book.
I wouldn't have thought that this book would have gone this long. Like this felt like a 6 to 12 issues for me, like just based on the premise. But I'm glad that Tony Fleeks has found a way to kind of keep it going.
I do wonder at what the longevity is, because this is where I first started thinking. I'm like, well, what are the humans doing? Like, why haven't they figured this out yet? Like, what's going on? How long has this actually been? The final issue of Runaways by Rainbow Rowell.
I can't wait to read that.
Erica Casagrande, great series. I'm so glad that they did a little 5-issue series based around the.
You got two. You got this is a slight preview, but you got 2 double dose of Rainbow Rowell this week.
Yes, yeah, double dose of Rainbow Rowell. And I love anything Rainbow Rowell does. Yeah, Rainbow Rowell wrote that She-Hulk run like 2 years ago that I absolutely adore. She did a long.
It was 2 runs, right? Like 2 series, but it's like the same story. Yeah.
Same story. Yeah, they just relaunched.
Marvel loves to do a reset in the middle of a successful run.
Right. Steve Orlando's Scarlet Witch should be around issue 50 by now, or something like that. Something crazy. But yeah, it was a nice wrap up. I hope they do another mini series at some point. It seems like they might keep rolling those out just as 5-issue little mini series, maybe. Hopefully, I don't know. I hope so. It's fun when
I like the Runaways in that form where we're like, oh, I get to revisit them. This one had a really fun premise because all the Doom bots are being kind of recalled back to Doom. The Runaways have one, so what happens there?
The final issue of Batman and Robin Year 1, number 12. I enjoy the back almost more than I do the cover.
I saw
you got a
about it. Yeah, so I got this. Yeah, I got this. Got the different variant, but it's got the cover. It does have the cover.
Oh, okay, good.
It does have it. It does. I did see it. It's really good. Now I can
Yeah.
read this because it's all done. I read the first one and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be like a, this is gonna be an epic Wade Samney joint that I want to just binge."
It's
Um,
good. It does. It's a very happy Batman story. Like a not happy, but it ends on a very high note.
my
Almost
parents
to the
were
point
never
where I'm
dead.
like,
Yay!
yeah, but almost to the point where I'm like, is this the origin of Adam West's Batman? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
it gets that way up there. Here's the other Batman book that ended this week: Batman: The Long Halloween, The Last
Oh,
Halloween.
so how would you compare that to the original Long Halloween series?
It's tough. I feel like this feels way more disjointed because it's a different artist every issue.
Yeah, yeah.
It also feels like the first 3 issues, it felt like the artists were doing homages to Tim Sale, and then by issue 4, it's all just thrown out. Like they're just like, now we're just doing a comic, which makes it difficult from issue to issue. But problems with this book are that one, the art doesn't necessarily tie it together very well. 2, it was in the middle. There's always over a saturation of Batman at DC. So because there was so many artists, I got confused as to what was happening in this. I'm like, which one is this one? Is this the, this is, it
So it'll probably be better as a collection.
these 2 books. I got the stories confused.
That's
back
really
and
funny.
forth.
And then I don't know if I don't know how fresh Dark Victory is in your head, which is the sequel to Long Halloween.
I think, I don't know, Dark Victory. So then there's like 2 more, I think, aren't there? There's like little one shots.
I mean, I think after that, like Selena goes to Rome or something, and that's kind of like it's the same.
They make
Yeah,
reference
it's
of
not-
that to that in here.
Yeah.
They it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
It's bitter. It's a very bittersweet because that wraps up the whole thing. Like it ends with like a button on it. We're like, we're done with this, universe of the Long Halloween Batman stuff. And it's very forever and ever. And it's very like you feel a certain way about it because it's the Jeff Loeb Tim Sale, but Tim Sale obviously passed away. So it's a very bittersweet. I don't know if they should have done it. How I feel about it, but
That's fair.
The final issue of Imperial number 4.
Boom.
It's okay,
Dude. If
all
right, so I'll say this. I know people give Hickman a lot of shit about starting things and never finishing them or whatever. I don't care. If he can come in and just do cool shit and set things up and make me, I don't care about the Marvel Cosmic.
Yeah,
but I'm all in on like 3 out of the 4 series that are spinning out of this.
What upsets me about it is that I feel like Marvel doesn't have faith in what Jonathan Hickman does. Like, I'm like, why was this 4 issues and like 3, like mini series or whatever, whatever it is. A lot happens outside the main 4 issues to the point where I was like, I should have gone back and read the Black Panther and whatever.
The little one shots were pretty good, but they were more like previous to. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So there's like at least one thing that happens in one of the one shots where I'm like, you're like, oh, this is pretty big to the overarching story. I read the She-Hulk one, which had very little to do with any of this, but that's the only one.
It gave you the murder. It solved the murder.
Yeah. But
which was the big incident. So there are 4 series spinning out of this, and here's my order of interest in them. Planet She-Hulk is my number 1. Then Nova Centurion, because I really like how they changed the character here, Richard Rider, and it's going to be written by Jed McKay. So I'm like, all right, he's pretty good at solo. I've been reading Moon Knight forever with Jed McKay, so he's pretty good at these moody characters. And if you don't know Richard Rider's history, he's been through the ringer. There's something called the Cancerverse, and he's been in it. So if that tells you, if
It
that
sounds like a
tells you
fun place.
anything, yeah, it's a tough place. And then Black Panther Intergalactic. I'm mainly interested because of the team. Victor Lavalle he did all the Sabretooth stuff, like in the like almost at the end of the Age of Krakoa, where it's like
Oh, okay, yeah,
he
yeah.
got out of the hole, and then he started
Yeah.
going wacko. And then there's the Wiccan series, which I don't know much about. And since Empire, I haven't really been following Wiccan and Hulkling and like whatever they have going on. So, but yeah, man, Jonathan Hickman, and they gave him 2 great artists too. So it's like everything looks super sick. Yeah,
It was the concept at the end, like after everything was pulled off, was cool. Like I was just
Yeah.
like, oh, this was again, it's exactly what Marvel said. It's a reshuffling of how the cosmic stuff works. And it was very political the way they pulled it off. It was very like
you got a real Game of Thrones.
it got very Game of Thronesy, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. And you could see the machinations of each little piece where they're like, oh, we got something that we wanted out of this.
Yeah.
So Wakanda is now, in space. They're like an actual, like we are
which does play a big part in Hickman's Alien versus Avengers book. Like that's like Wakanda's a galactic empire. So he's had that idea, like he's been driving towards that for a little while, I think.
If he was like, if I can't make the X-Men a galactic empire, then I'll make the Wakandans a galactic empire.
I'll have one galactic empire at some point.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't announce an Inhumans series.
That's for the big twist at the end of the Inhumans were kind of behind the whole thing. I would love to see like what's his name, Maximus, the brother. Like he's always been like Loki, like Thor's brother Loki. And I'm like, man, they need to turn him into like a big super villain. Like
he needs to have his own like Under Doom type of event where he was
because he was also a big part in again with Hickman's. I think he was like a big part of the Terrigen Mist bomb that Hickman released during the whole Avengers stuff. So I feel like he's a cool character that you don't get to see played around with a whole lot. Maximus the Mad. I feel like all great setup. I just wish it had been an 8 series, a bigger like
I agree. I just don't have a lot of faith that Marvel will have a follow-up. Like they'll have a follow-through. Like it's just like, here you go, Hickman. You get 4 books, they're gonna be oversized. Do whatever you want, and then we'll take it from here. But they usually drop the ball after that.
Put an Agent Space Venom in there somewhere, and then who knows? Also,
no Guardians of the Galaxy series spinning out of this, or even like a Star-Lord series. Like he was a pivotal part of this. So unless he's gonna be part of the Nova Centurion series, but the way their relationship kind of came to an end here abruptly, I don't think they'll be involved with each other much. So, but I would like to see, because Star-Lord now is the king of whatever Tarak or
whatever
that empire. So the Kree have gone back to do Kree things, and the Skrulls are back to being the scum of the universe. So like, I liked it a lot. I was not expecting to enjoy it as much.
Yeah, so. I love what it's set up. Yeah. But I have my issues with it.
But I'll be talking about Planet She-Hulk this week whenever it comes out and I get a chance to read it. So stay tuned. Okay.
That was all I picked up except for our 2 big
okay. So I do have one more here. Godzilla versus Kansas City.
Do they feed him barbecue?
Interestingly enough, there was not a lot of barbecue. I don't know. I was not as big on this one as some of the other ones. It has a lot of creators that I'm not very familiar with either. Yeah, I don't know. I like the other ones better, maybe because I don't know much about Kansas City as a place. There are 2. Well, I guess there are. The last 2 stories are by Kyle Stram, and one's called Local Flavor, and the other one is called Lost in the Sauce. And Godzilla does fight like a sauce-like monster.
See, there we go.
So
that's what I want. The 2 things I know about Kansas City are blues and barbecue. Like,
what's the monster called? Hold on. They has a really funny name because they Godzilla's fight against the I was just called the Sauce Monster. So there you go. Yeah,
Sauce.
it was fun, but it was not as how does he get to Godzilla? Says I believe this might be
Kansas
Clay.
City.
Hollow Earth Clay. I don't understand why that's so hard to grasp. I don't understand why the Hollow Earth theory is so hard to grasp for everyone.
Just
I don't know.
pops
He
up.
takes the train. He's Godzilla. He just shows up wherever he wants. I don't think you can do much to stop him. So
Just hangs on a flight into Kansas City.
yeah. All right. Before we get to our pick of the week, let me show you. Like I said, I went to zoos yesterday and I picked up a bunch of stuff that I didn't really need, but stuff that I do want to read. I picked up Beauty Number One. This is from Ignition Press. I had not been able to find this, so now I'm finally going to be able to read this. I don't even know what it's about, but Ignition Press comics have been really fun. So I figured, let me check this out. So stay tuned for that. I also picked up this Cult of the Lamb one shot, mainly because it's a Peach Momoko cover. But I mean, I what's his name? What's Alex Pagnadel does some really weird shit. So I don't know. I'll check it out. I don't know much about this. I think Cult of the Lamb is like an ongoing series. This is just like a little special for Halloween.
It
So I
usually
don't know
catches my eye. I've never read it, but it always does catch my eye when I see the covers.
Yeah, it might be a fun one. I also picked up the Maleficent number 1. I
Almost
just haven't
picked
got a
it up.
chance to read it.
I did not.
I picked up the reprint of Deadpool Batman with the logo cover by Ryan Stegman.
Nice.
I picked up the latest volume of Kaiju number 8 and the latest volume of Brewlock.
You did go crazy.
Saves me a trip to Barnes & Noble because that's normally where I would get them. And then the last thing, I guess I already showed you guys the Mummy, the collected edition. And I picked up Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis, the graphic novel.
Wow.
I haven't seen the movie. I am way more excited to read this because I heard the movie was kind of trash. So I don't know.
I'll be staying tuned to the channel for that review.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect. It's got art by Jacob Phillips, so I know it's gonna look good.
That's good.
But I don't know Chris Real. I don't know who that may. I don't know who it is. Yeah, I don't know much about it, but the book's cool, and it's only $25. I thought it was for a nice hardcover. I thought that was a pretty good deal. So yeah, Megalopolis. Stay tuned.
I think that's an important question. Why?
Why? I don't know. I don't know because it's a Francis Ford Coppola a story that is being adapted into a book, and you know the main reason about this because they had it there at the door. Zeus has a table with a bunch of new stuff. And I was like, oh, I've never seen that.
It's the register pickup. It's the candy that they have right there, right next to the register that you have to. You're like, oh yeah, I could use some gum. Oh yeah, I could use this Megalopolis book.
And like Jeff mentioned earlier, it was a slow week, and I was there, and I was like, what if I don't see this book somewhere else? So, we'll see.
I got all this money to spend.
It's just burning a hole in my pocket.
Hey, what was your pick of the week?
My pick of the week. Oh, I mean, I feel like that should be pretty obvious for anybody that's been listening and watching the podcast, but it's Absolute Batman, the annual 2025. I mean, look at that great cover by Daniel Warren Johnson fighting the racist.
I guess you hate people with opinions then.
You know what? I sure do. It's great. I mean,
yeah, artwork in it is fantastic.
Good.
I love it. I love the broken arm bit. That broken arm bit is fantastic. I love it is so gosh. It's that like crazy animation style, like it's just over. I don't know, but I can't think of the guy's name, but everything in this book, I'm just like, oh, it's so beautiful. It's
He does a one-winged angel in the book. So yeah, and not only that, then you get a story by James Herron, who does the Ultra Mega book at Image. I think that's his ongoing. And look at this Batman. It looks super rad. It looks like a monster. Like the cape is alive. And then you get the nice little 2-page story in the back by Meredith McLaren about bats. Let's learn about bats from the zoo.
Yeah,
So,
that Meredith McLaren one is cute. I like that one.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great annual, great way to do. I love that creators want to work on Absolute Batman and these Absolute titles. I would love to see what they would do with like an Absolute Wonder Woman annual or a Superman one. So we'll see.
Yeah,
but Jeff, what was your pick of the week?
Superman Red and Blue, the 2025 special.
Yes.
Great Chris Samney cover. Anthology book. My favorite. Speaking of Rainbow Rowell, she makes her second appearance here in this episode. I loved her story. And this is her second. She wrote a different one for a different, maybe it was a Superman annual or something. I can't remember what. It is. I want her to get her own Superman book. So that is like that back and forth between Superman, Clark and Lois, and like Superman go like. That was what I wanted when Bendis was coming on to do Superman. Yeah. That kind of back and forth, teasy, flirty, like I love their relationship kind of stuff. That's what I want from my Superman book from Bendis. And I'm like, well, if I'm not going to get it from him, give Rainbow Rowell a Superman book because I love that. I also love the Michael Walsh story that he has in here.
Yes.
That one was a favorite of mine. The Dan Abnett story. The Paul Dini story I think is cute, but it was like compared to the other ones, I was just like, it was just kind of cute.
I love the way in the Dan Abnett story, Out of the Ordinary, the way Yarsky does Superman. First of all, that's definitely like it. I mean, she said on Instagram that it's Corn Sweat, like her Superman inspiration, but also the fact that he's the only one that's like in full color because he's the thing that is out of the ordinary. Yeah. Kelly Jones art. Oh, for the Batman. Yeah, James Herron. Yeah. I see that, Clay. I love this book too. It was great. Like DC had a very slow week. Like, Jeff talked about the 2 books that ended, the Batman books that ended. These were like the 2 new books for the week, and man, they were hot.
Yeah.
They were hot.
Real good.
So nice. Yeah, it looks like
coming up this week.
What's coming up for the week? Yeah, sure. Let's pull up new comics. Yeah, I got my pull. Let me show my pull list while you pull your stuff up.
Will I pull my non-pull list up? And I just love looking through all the.
Well, here, let me see. Here's what I have, and then you can tell me some of that. So we have Absolute Green Lantern, Absolute Superman, Batman #3, Birds of Prey. How many issues do we have left of Birds of Prey?
I think it ends at. I think 1 or 2 more. Yeah, 1 or.
Yeah, 28 is the last one. 28 is the last one. So we have. Oh my goodness, I need to catch up. Night Fight. I will say I did get a chance to read Night Fight already. It's insane. That's all I'll say. Oh, we have that Ice Cream Man book. That's a deck of cards.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe. Is that not on here? Why don't I have it? Why is G.I. Joe not on my pull list? Good catch. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Dan Waters is doing Doctor Who. If you like Dark Patterns, I don't know how much. I haven't read.
Dan Waters doing Doctor Who. That's interesting.
Yeah. He's doing Shredder. He's doing Doctor Who. He's doing the Batman book that's about to wrap up. Which, spoiler alert, I have finished reading Dark Patterns. So enjoy when that comes out.
So you got
yeah.
you gotta You got ahead.
Well, because
Let me see what else.
I was catching up. I read issue 11, and then I was like, "Well, I'm sure I have the next one on the thing already," and I did. And I was like, "Well, I'm just gonna finish it, get it because it was a light week."
Read that.
Well, I was taking advantage of it being a light comic book reading week. So I just trying to get ahead on some stuff. That way I'll be ready for next week.
I would have done the same thing had I had access.
Feels
Void
a little
Rivals
judgy.
24 comes out.
Which one?
Assorted Crisis, Void Rivals, the newest Void Rivals.
I thought Assorted Crisis was a 5-issue thing. I did not
That's
know
what I
we
thought.
were getting more.
This says the 6 issues coming out.
Right.
Superman Adventures of Superman book of L3. That one should probably be a trade weight, honestly.
I'm waiting on. Yeah, that is exactly why it's not on my pull list.
Cheetah Cheshire, Rob the Justice League #4. That's been a great series. That won't read great as a trade weight, but I'm loving reading it month to month. The new the one I was just talking about, Harley and Ivy Life Crimes by. Is it the one by what's her name?
Hold on.
Erica Henderson.
Erica Henderson, yes, not Erica Schultz. Yeah, I will say I did read that one as well. It's adorable. I like it. I like it a lot. It's like how they met.
Yeah,
I guess in New York, how they met. So that's really nice.
The Echo book.
Everything else is like Marvel stuff. We're not reading.
Post Malone's Big Rig. You love that. That's coming out.
So I'm waiting because this is the last issue. I have them all now ready to read.
Okay.
So I will be reading Post Malone.
You're gonna get yourself some Raisin Canes. Just
headed to the Raisin Canes. Well, luckily, Vault. Actually, I can share those on the box because Vault just sent us a reminder like, "Hey, this series ends here, and if you haven't read them, here's all the issues." And I was like, "Say less, Vault. Say less, Vault," because it's gonna be adapted into by Michael Bay. He's producing that movie, so.
Oh my gosh.
The Big Rig.
No, I definitely need to read it.
I am gonna read the Amazing Spider-Man 15 because it's the origin of his new suit with the Technarchy or whatever. And I don't care about Spider-Man, but I do love the Technarchy because Warlock is my boy. So I need to figure out.
Oh, he's getting a Warlock suit?
Well, it's that technology is what's powering his spacesuit. So now we're gonna find out why, and the suit's kind of sentient. So I feel like they're just doing Venom again.
Yeah, get him out of space. Get him out of space, please. Return him to the friendly neighborhood.
Yeah. You got his
please
buddy.
Get him a normal job.
I think Harry's the one that's being Spider-Man right now. Or is Harry dead? Is it Norman? I don't know. Somebody else is Spider. One of the Osborns is Spider-Man right now.
I'm so lost on that.
On Earth.
Give me I'm begging Marvel for a Spider-Man reboot. This is the one time I will beg for a reboot. Give me a Spider-Man reboot.
I know a lot of people don't like One More Day or Brand New Day or One More Day. But what if we One More Day Spider-Man one more time and just put it back to
please give me that. Give me that little story arc one more time. We have one day more, one more day, one day more, one more time.
Say Promiscuous Time Traveler. Someday I learn how to read. With comics, you don't need to. You could just the pictures tell you most of the story. If a comic book is well done, you'll get a lot of it from the pictures. Yeah. Can we get Flashpoint? I mean, can we get the Flash to Flashpoint Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm. That's all I want.
Please?
I want him out of space.
Yeah.
That's
the Big Rig mystery boxes were a joke. I was not gonna spend a lot of money for all those. I bought one cover from each issue. I'm surprised that Post Malone isn't really doing more Mac. I mean, they were at New York Comic Con promoting it big. Like I said, Michael Bay called in to the panel. So yeah, if you're a Big Rig fan, you should have some good stuff. All right. Jeff, sorry, any more books?
No, I think that's everything I saw.
I think Batgirl's still ongoing at 13. I should check that out. I should go back. I'm behind, but that one's a good trade weight too. God, there's not enough time, guys. There's not enough time.
Not enough time.
Even if this was my full-time job, I don't know that I would be able to keep up with comic books.
I don't have it in me to read the books that I just do not want to read. Were you reading Red Shirts? Or are you trade waiting?
I'm trade waiting it. I did love the first issue, but I was like, this is a Star Trek book, and I'm not a Star Trek person. I need to read this all at once. So
there was.
Right.
Were you reading the Thundercats books? Also, there's a new Thundercats Myra number 1.
Yes, Pomira. Yes, we did get a copy of that. I haven't read it, but I am interested in it. Because there was a new Chitara book this week, which I also haven't read. There's all the licensed stuff. Like, I'm like, I read the first one for the channel, and then I'm like, well, now I got to figure out when I can come back to this. So
yeah,
we should have
week.
comics only 11 months out of the year, and then
then
we
the
all get a
12th
month.
catch up.
Then on the 12th month, we just catch up, and then that would give artists and publishers and writers time to like finish their books and stuff.
Yeah, it gives everybody a chance to rest.
It gives everybody a chance to catch up on comics. So
yeah.
let's talk about it. Let's go to the next summit. Oh, I guess comic shops wouldn't like that. Well,
that's their back. Those are their back issue sale weeks.
Each publisher takes their month off in a different month, so that way
that's a rotating.
Comic shops always have a new month. We'll talk about it. We'll figure out the logistics.
We'll workshop it. All
right, Jeff. Anything else before we get out of here?
I'm excited to start the new week. Now that I have an extra hour of rest, I'm excited to start the new week.
I am actually extra tired because I woke up at 5 a.m. I've only been up for 6 hours today. I hate this so much. And I went to sleep relatively early though. Oh, real quick, I guess as we close out, did you watch Saturday Night Main Event?
No, I was watching baseball.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, but I did see that CM Punk is once again the world heavyweight. Is it the world heavyweight champion? I don't remember the difference between the two belts anymore.
Yeah, because Cody's the universal. I don't know, whatever they're called.
Yeah,
we got 2 new champions, and then 2 champions.
Who's the other?
Name.
So who are the champions?
Jade Cargill beat
Jade Cargill.
Tiffany.
Nice.
So Jade beat Tiffany.
Punisher.
Yeah, Cody retained. Jade beat Tiffany. Dom retained, and then Punk won.
Nice.
And then I don't know if you saw, they posted a picture of like it's Cody, Ricky Saints, Punk, and Jade Cargill, and the caption's like Tony Khan must be punching the air right now because those are all former AEW talent. And then I think Ethan Page and Blake Monroe, who were also in AEW under different. I don't know. Ethan Page, I think he keeps his own name, but yeah. So all the champions are.
I've been a little out of wrestling a little bit. Like I kind of like follow on their social media, so I kind of know what's going on, but I'm not like actually watching any of the shows right now.
That's fair, especially because they moved to ESPN and like nobody can watch it now.
Yeah, and it's too difficult to watch, and I know they're on Netflix, and I have access to Netflix, but I just haven't. I don't. No,
that's fine. It's.
But I did see that the Inspiration and Iconics did sort of make their return to WWE as the Inspiration in like one of the whatever. I like that NXT is kind of doing stuff with other, like NXT is their venue to do work with other kind of.
They had Halloween Havoc, I think NXT Halloween Havoc.
Yeah. So I didn't see that, but I was super excited to see them back in the ring and do stuff with like WWE.
Oh, I love the Iconics when they were in WWE. So
yeah.
I'm glad they unretired and came back to wrestling.
Same.
So, cool. Well, we talked a lot. Too much sports today. I think.
Big sports
weekend. We don't have a Cowboys game today. It's tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's a Monday night game. So there you go. I think we're all in on football now. Now that baseball's over, I think.
I'm a big basketball fan too. So
Oh, you are? Okay.
yeah. I
Well,
like that it's back on NBC and they're using that John Tesh.
I just wish the Mavs hadn't taken the heart and soul of the team and traded it.
It's very rough. It's very rough to be a Dallas fan.
It really is.
Dallas is like a sports town, but we're a town that's holding hostage by our sports franchise.
I will say, interestingly enough, the team that probably was doing the best was the Stars, and now they're in a lawsuit with the Mavericks. So.
They're in a lawsuit. They're suing each other. So
here we
things
go.
are really rough.
My buddy Carlos on the chat. If you like trading card games, go check out his channel. I'll link it in the description. He's been opening. We're playing a lot of trading card games, Jeff. There's too many card games that are going on right now, which is a detriment to my life. No.
You got that Megalopolis book to read,
dude. I'm so excited to get into it because I haven't seen the movie, but I tell you this is not going to take me 3 hours to read. So I'm very excited. But yeah, I'll get into it. I'll report back. God, we're back, baby. We're back.
Yeah.
We don't have plans for next week, I don't think, as far as like a topic. But I mean, Sunday show is Sunday show. But stay tuned. In the meanwhile, go watch me talk to Teeny Howard. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then stay tuned because, like I mentioned, ESPN will buy it. Dude, I'm ready to sell. Say less. Make an offer. I'll sell it to Discovery and they can put it on their trash network.
We'll have one of those shows where it's just all of us sitting at a desk talking about, we'll have a countdown clock to make your point.
I'm ready to sell out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So offers on the table. All right. Yeah, we're gonna go to pay-per-view only. So then even less people can watch us. That was a town with our sports teams as they all move away. See, the teams are here. They're just like
they're Metroplex teams.
Like Jeff said, they're being held hostage by their respective owners. We need somebody to come back and disrupt the industry.
We need a sports disruptor.
That's right.
Bring back the sportatorium.
Maybe AI would be better at managing these teams.
Ooh,
I don't usually recommend AI for a lot, but it can't get much worse than Jerry Jones.
No, you're right.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Yeah, stay tuned. Follow Jeff on TikTok. He does a lot of like little comic reviews and not unboxing, bagging
boards. That's what
I don't know what the verb is for that, but I guess bagging and boarding.
Bagging and boarding. The B&B.
Obscure facts and old comic books. So yeah, it's quite fun. I don't get on TikTok a lot, but when I do, it's just to check on the people that I normally followed. Yes. And also, we talked about weapons yesterday, which I thought was a great conversation. Mostly focused on the actual movie, not a lot of tangents. So it was a short show. So yeah, there you go. And then we'll keep talking about all this fun stuff. A lot of network TV's back, baby. And now we don't have sport. Well, I guess we'll have basketball, not to interrupt it. I wonder how that's going to work out. I don't want to see.
Yeah, NBC is showing sport, but they do some weird midweek. Like way back in the day, it's rare that network would show sports midweek. But I also feel like they're not as like the TV network shows aren't as powerful as they used to be. So
except Law and Order.
Except for Law and Order. Yeah, they will not be Law and Order for.
Stay away from the Dick Wolf verse.
You know what show I did watch? I know we're supposed to be wrapping up, but I forgot about that. I watched the show 911 Nashville. Is the most ridiculous, stupid show I've ever seen. So dumb. I didn't even get through the first episode, but I got about 3/4 of the way through the first. And I'm like, I can't.
You got the vibe.
I got the vibe, and I saw people making fun of it. That's why I watched it, because I saw people making fun of it, and I was like, "Well, this looks like dumb fun." So I just put it on, and I was like, "It's too dumb. It is." way too.
I'm calling it dumb, and this is coming from the person that also watched the regular 911 where they went to space.
So stupid.
They really made you believe Angela Bassett was gonna die. I was like, oh, she's finally done with this show, huh? Angela Bassett is never leaving that show. You hear me? She's the heart and soul of that 911 show, and she'll be the last one out of there. She probably makes so much money off of that show.
Yeah,
Okay,
she's got to be.
The 911 universe is insane. Okay, let's get out of here before we get into a 911 rabbit hole. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks to everybody that was in the chat. Clay's just moving all the teams out of into the suburbs. See, these Stars to Plano and Mavericks to DeSoto and the Arlington Cowboys. The problem is that everyone outside of the DFW area just thinks of all those places as Dallas anyway, so it wouldn't change much for the outsider perspective. But
Stars to Plano is real though. Stars to Plano, they want to take over that mall, the old Willow Bend Mall spot.
Yeah, go check out Clay's channel, Saturday Morning Kids.
Yeah,
they talk about way different stuff because I'm not there to bring them to bring the nonsense out. So, all right, thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy.
The most important thing in life will always be
Hell, Bebo.
Twitter loves you.
Simon Center, get the fuck out.
All right, bye.
Get out of here, you weirdo.